What if I told you that most people are using the wrong debt payoff strategy, and it's costing them thousands of dollars and years of their life? Every single day, people search for debt snowball versus debt avalanche, hoping for a simple answer. And almost every time they get the same recycled advice. Snowball is emotional, avalanche is mathematical. But that advice is incomplete. Because the truth is this: the best debt payoff method is not always the one that saves the most interest on paper. And it's not always the one that feels the most motivating either. The real question isn't which method is better. The real question is when each method actually works. And for who? In this video, you'll learn exactly when you should use the debt snowball, exactly when the debt avalanche will save you the most money, and how to use a simple calculator logic that tells you, in under 1 minute, which method will actually get you out of debt faster. Watch this entire video, because by the end, you'll know precisely which strategy fits your income, your debt amount, your personality, and your real-life situation. Debt is one of the most stressful things in modern life. It affects your sleep, your relationships, your mental health, your ability to plan a future. And the worst part is that most people want to get out of debt, but they don't have a clear system. Today, that changes. Let's start with the real problem. And if your strategy doesn't match your behavior, you will quit. That's why understanding debt snowball versus debt avalanche matters so much. Let's start with the debt snowball method. The debt snowball works by listing all your debts from smallest balance to largest balance, ignoring interest rates completely. You make the minimum payment on every debt, and any extra money goes toward the smallest balance first. Once that smallest debt is paid off, you roll that payment into the next smallest debt. Over time, your payment grows larger and larger, just like a snowball rolling downhill. For example, if you have a $500 credit card, a $2,000 credit card, a $12,000 car loan, and a $28,000 student loan, you would attack the $500 debt first, even if it has a lower interest rate. The reason the debt snowball works is psychological. Paying off your first debt quickly gives you momentum, creates a sense of progress. It proves to your brain that this is working. That emotional win is powerful. For many people, motivation matters more than optimization. If you feel encouraged early on, you're far more likely to stick with the plan long enough to become debt-free. But the debt snowball has a downside. Ignoring interest rates usually means paying more money over time. In some cases, it can cost thousands of dollars more in interest compared to other methods. That brings us to the debt avalanche. The debt avalanche works by listing all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. You make minimum payments on everything, and any extra money goes toward the debt with the highest interest rate. Once that debt is paid off, you move to the next highest interest rate. This method attacks the most expensive debt first. Mathematically, the debt avalanche is the most efficient strategy. It minimizes total interest paid and often gets you out of debt faster on paper. If you stay consistent, this method saves you money. But the avalanche has a major downside. Your first payoff can take a very long time. If your highest interest debt also has a large balance, you might not see a win for months or even years. And when progress feels invisible, motivation disappears. That's where most people fail. Here's something almost no one talks about. Both the snowball and the avalanche assume perfect behavior. Stable income. No emergencies. No burnout. Real life doesn't work like that. So instead of asking which method is better, the correct question is, which method will you actually finish? Here's a simple decision framework you can use right now. You should use the debt snowball if you feel overwhelmed by debt, if you've struggled to stay consistent in the past, if you need quick wins to stay motivated, if you have multiple small balances, or if financial stress causes you to give up. The Snowball is designed for behavioral success. You should use the debt avalanche if you are disciplined, consistent, and comfortable waiting longer. For results, if you have high-interest credit card debt, if you track your finances regularly, and if saving the most money matters more to you than emotional momentum. The Avalanche is designed for financial efficiency. Now let's talk about the calculator logic. You don't need a fancy app. A simple spreadsheet is enough. Create columns for debt name, balance, interest rate, and minimum payment. Then run 2 scenarios. In the first scenario, order your debts from smallest balance to largest balance. That's the Snowball. In the second scenario, order your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. That's the Avalanche. Use the same total monthly payment for both. Then compare 3 things: total interest paid, total months to become debt-free, and how long it takes to pay off the first debt. Now, ask yourself this question: will I stay consistent long enough to reach the savings? If the Avalanche saves you $1,000 but you quit after 6 months, the Snowball wins. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine you have $18,000 in total debt and can put an extra $400 per month toward repayment. With the Snowball, you might pay off your first debt in 2 months, become debt-free in 41 months, and pay about $4,300 in interest. With the Avalanche, you might pay off your first debt in 11 months, become debt-free in 37 months, and pay about $3,200 in interest. The Avalanche saves $1,100. But the real question is whether you can stay motivated for 11 months without seeing a win. That's the decision point. For most people, the smartest option is a hybrid approach. Pay off 1 or 2 of your smallest debts first to build momentum, then switch to the Avalanche to save money on interest. This keeps you motivated while still being efficient. Now let's talk about common mistakes. Many people don't track progress, switch methods too often, ignore emergency savings, continue using credit cards while paying them off, or choose a strategy that doesn't match their personality. Avoid these mistakes. Here's a simple action plan. List all your debts today. Choose Snowball, Avalanche, or Hybrid. Automate your payments. Track your progress monthly. Adjust only if your life situation changes. Debt freedom isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. The best debt payoff method is the one you actually finish. If this video helped you understand debt payoff more clearly, hit the like button so more people can find it. Comment below and tell me which method you're using: Snowball, Avalanche, or Hybrid, and why. And if you want more clear, practical personal finance videos that help you take control of your money, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your future debt-free